Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Adventure Ready with Adelaide RV, and today I am here to show you through all the differences when it comes to family caravans. It is so overwhelming out there with the amount of family vans that are on the road, but hopefully with this short video we can show you the differences between all of the layouts in family vans and find the ideal van to inspire and motivate you and your family to travel Australia. Okay, so here we are in front of the 19'6" east-west full ensuite bunk van. Now, of course, this has been built by Adelaide Caravans, and all of the vans we're going to be showing you today are all in the Gold LE range. Now, they're all our semi-off-road range. That's where we start, and from there we can option up different bits and pieces. But today's video is going to be mainly around showing you the differences in the layouts and the different designs so we can find the right suitable van for you. So let's jump inside this 19'6" and we'll show you the east-west bed layout and a few little differences with this model. Okay, so in 19'6", when we want to put bunks, an ensuite, a main bed, the kitchen, the fridge, the dinette, it becomes quite a bit in a little van, but we have been able to do it inside of this layout, this 19'6" litre, but it is a little bit tight. Okay, so for families that spend most of their time outside and they would prefer to be towing a shorter van going to more remote places, this is an ideal solution. But if you are stuck inside of this van for long periods of time, you can become on top of one another, especially if you've got a family of 5. This particular one we've just done with 2 bunks, so it's suited for a family of 4. But if you do have a little one, you can put a little bassinet or you fold the lounge down to be able to fit that 5th person in. But this layout, in my opinion, works best when there's a family of 4. So we're going to show you around the differences in this one. What we've got is a good sized kitchen still. You've still got some good preparing area here on the end, and one of my favorite features in this layout is the fact that you get the full pull out pantry. Okay, so the full upright floor to ceiling pantry inside of this layout. We've got 2 overhead cupboards one side, 3 the opposite. You still get your big 2-door fridge, but when we get down here, it is a little bit tight, especially because we put the concertina door in just to give some privacy between mum and dad and the kids. So coming down this end here, we have the 2 full-size bunks and then the separate shower and the separate toilet. Okay, and because we have a double bunk and a full ensuite inside of a 19'6" caravan, we need to ensure that we reverse the bed. So instead of your bed being north-south running straight down, this particular layout that we're in first is an east-west bed. So sleeping straight across, full range of overhead cupboards here at the start. Now, taller guys actually do love this layout because their feet don't hang off the end of the bed. Because you're going the full width of the caravan, the mattress is a custom-built mattress which actually gets you longer over the van. One of the disadvantages to this is I do hear, especially my wife Cassie, saying the east-west bed can be a little bit more challenging to make when it comes to jumping in and out of it. One person will have to be jumping over the other person if they do need to get up in the middle of the night, and making the bed can be a little bit more challenging as you have to jump deep into one corner to try and get the quilt down the far side. And lastly, the favourite part of this 19'6" east-west bunk van is this fact that we get the separate shower and the separate toilet. So there is so much room in here, with the shower being in its own little unit. You've got the full mirror, you've got the cupboards there as well as our ceramic toilet. Okay, so now we're on the outside of the caravan running through the differences in this same 19'6" east-west bunk model. The fact that we have 2 bunks gives us this beautiful big storage locker underneath. So again, I would be putting this in my top 5 favourite features on this particular van. The fact that you can put your longer items in here, your chairs, fishing rods, anything like that. There is a beautiful big storage access here, and it is on the right side of the van as well. So you're pulling things in and out of it whilst you have the awning out and you're dining on the outside of this particular caravan. Now if we head on up the front, I'll show you the differences in the boots, the tunnel boot versus the front boot. Okay, so this particular layout, the storage in this van, we go right the way through with the tunnel boot here at the front, and we also have a smaller access door because the bed is east-west and it goes the entire width of the caravan, enables us to be able to get a storage locker underneath the bed. So the big locker here at the front, and then a secondary locker, which again is ideal, goes the entire way through for other long items as well. You don't have to worry about crawling right into the center to pull something through because you do have access from both sides in this layout. Okay, in our range of Adelaide caravans, we give front boots in majority of our range. However, because of the design of the east-west layout, you'll see the scoop down here in the squared front prevents us from being able to put a front boot hatch inside of this particular model. Again, the bed's running east-west, so if you can think of the build and the design of the caravan, it prevents you from being able to have the curved front with the lift up locker. And that's the reason that we give you so much extra storage when it comes to your front tunnel boots and then at the back underneath the bunk as well. Alrighty, moving on down, we have our second 19'6" bunk van, and this one is our combined shower toilet. Now, never fear, as soon as people hear the word combined shower toilet, they generally run. However, I do really rate the amount of room that you can get inside of this particular caravan just for putting a combined shower and toilet. And after all, how long are you spending inside of that shower cubicle and toilet cubicle in comparison to everything else that you're doing inside of your van? So reasons I love this particular layout is you have so much more room. So for a bunk van, they're generally closed in and they feel quite tight up here, as you just seen with the previous bunk van. But here I have a heap of room. So again, if you're a taller guy, if you're a bigger guy, there's so much more room to move around, or if you have larger families. So again, if you're going up into, you know, a family of 3 children or potentially 4 children, this couch is much longer. It can go down to create a little bed as well. The one we're in at the moment is the double bunk, but it also comes in the triple bunk. You have a north-south bed. So for those people that don't want to be jumping over one another, the disadvantage of the last van that I showed you where you had to jump in and push the quilt down to try and make the bed, this one here you can easily walk around with a heap of room around the bed. You can make it nice and easily, and you are sleeping the correct way, if there is a correct way. Downfall to it is always the combined shower and toilet. But let's have a bit more of a look around. Okay, let's kick off with the elephant in the room, and it is this combined shower and toilet. First thing that I notice inside of this caravan is there is no mirror, okay? So for the mums out there that are wanting to have a look at themselves and get ready and put the makeup on and do the hair and look all nice and pretty, there isn't a mirror inside of this van. So one of the things that I would recommend if you are going down the path of a 19'6" with a combined shower and toilet is to turn this acrylic panel into a full-length mirror. Okay, so again, the critics are out. We did it in our van, our personal van, where we actually turned this into a full-length mirror, and then you have the mirror as well. You don't have drawers to put your toiletries, so like your soaps and your conditioners and your toothbrush and whatnot. But what we do is we do these shelves. So they are great to be able to roll your towels up, put your towels and your face washers inside of here as well. But also if you do carry like a little toiletry bag, as if you would if you're going in a motel or you're walking over to the amenities block at a caravan park, you just keep your stuff in a little toiletry bag there as well. You do need to wipe it down if you do want to use the toilet straight after, because of course the toilet in here will get wet as well. However, as I said, if you're just wanting to have a quick rinse off, if you're not using the toilet for number 2s, if they're number 1s only, and you want more room inside of the caravan, it is a really good option to put the small little combined shower toilet here in the corner. Okay, so there's nothing but advantages when it comes to the outside of the 19'6" combined shower toilet bunk van, as you have a heap of storage and room inside of this layout. So starting off again, same as the previous van, we have the big access hatch on the outside of the caravan. Going in, same deal, great for chairs, long items, things you're using all the time when you're dining and entertaining out underneath your roll-out awning. We have our external TV box. Again, that's standard on all of our range. I will touch on later in the video all of the standard inclusions across the Leader Gold LE range, just so you know that as well. But let's just stick to the differences for now. Down the front, we have a oversized hatch here. So these are great. Again, I have this in my personal van. It is great to be able to put the Weber Q in there as well, because you see the height difference here on this particular layout is much higher. And that just all comes down to the differences with the north-south bed as opposed to the east-west bed. So looking in, that goes through. And that is a 3/4 tunnel boot. So again, that could be considered a slight disadvantage. Our hot water system in this particular layout needs to be positioned over the driver's side, and that prevents us from going all the way through. But again, you have so much more storage, especially with this beautiful big front hatch. So as we can see with the front of the caravan versus the 19'6" east-west full ensuite van, is we have this beautiful nice curve here at the front. Now that's all designed because the bed is pushed further into the caravan from a design and manufacturer perspective through the north-south bed. That enables us to pick up more additional room here in the actual body of the caravan, bring a nice curved front down, and then be able to put this access hatch in and do a fully galvanized boot. It has drain holes there as well. So this is great for your hoses, your wet items, things like that. You'll find between your rear hatch, your front tunnel boot, and then the front boot. People get confused, just a real quick one, people get confused with a front boot versus a tunnel boot. So just for terminology, this is a front boot. Okay, so a lot of brand caravans don't give you front boots. They'll only ever give you the tunnel due to the extra work in actually designing this and putting it in. It is something that we do on any of our layouts that we can, that we possibly can do when it comes to the design. So this particular one, front boot there, tunnel boot here. Okay, so here we are in front of the most popular family van on the market right now in Australia. This has been the best-selling family van. This is 21'6". Now, if you've watched the last two vans and you've gone, I love the full ensuite, but I don't want the east-west bed. And then the last van, if you've gone, I love the north-south bed, but I don't want the combined ensuite, this is the baby for you. So we're going up to 21'6". Again, this is a super common layout and one that we just cannot keep in stock. As soon as they're here, they're gone the next day out the door. Super popular, and I'm about to show you why. Alrighty, so first up, I have room to move. There is so much room inside of this 21-foot layout, as well as having the concertina door that we've seen in the first van. So if you're wanting that bit of privacy from the little ones, the concertina door is here as a standard option as well. This particular van we fitted with a triple bunk, so it's great for you to see what it looks like when we do the triple bunk. It also has the full ensuite. Now, one thing you'll notice is they are flipped, okay? So the ensuite is now on the door side of the caravan and the bunks on the opposite side. Now, the reason for that is just to free up some space, okay? So it actually gives us more room and usable room, especially with the kitchen over on the door side, which is what everyone likes, as this area is slightly wider than this area. So again, this is what we call our K1 layout, which is kitchen on the door side of the caravan and the couch on the opposite side. It gives us so much more room here in the kitchen. Now, one thing I did in our leader is I actually deleted, if you've actually watched that video, I deleted the drainer from the sink. Now, if you are inside of this 21'6" family van and you delete the drainer from the sink, you are going to pick up almost 2 feet of bench space here as well. As you can see, we have over 400 mil of bench space here already, including the drainer. If you delete the drainer, you're going to pick up so much more. When we get down into the actual kitchen, you have much bigger drawers. Okay, so they are beautiful big drawers. Again, a standard feature in all leader caravans are metal drawers, as well as these positive latches. You get the underbench pantry. Okay, so that is a wonderful feature. Additional overhead cupboards. So again, if we go from 2 overhead cupboards, being the fact we're a bigger kitchen, we then get 3 overhead cupboards in here as well. You do still get the lid over the top of your cooker for more additional space. So as you can see, very comfortable when it comes to cooking meals for your family in this slightly larger layout. Flip over to the opposite side of the van and we have our big L-shaped lounge. Again, the table can fold down to create a 4th bed in this particular layout, but that is a beautiful big seat for a full family of 5 to sit around in there as well as our overhead cupboards, again picking up that additional overhead cupboard. Okay, so down the rear end of this layout, we have a beautiful big cupboard here. This particular one has been shelved, and then you get 4 beautiful big drawers here. Again, the kids can absolutely go to town when it comes to filling these up, as you guys are going to have your cupboards either side of your bed, given the fact that it's a north-south bed. This particular one we've done is the triple bunk. Now, I'm just going to pause there for a moment and tell you one of the biggest differences of the leader range. We actually build our internal ceiling height higher than most of the caravan industry. So it is over 50 mil higher on an internal height. That's why I can stand here at 6'2" and have so much room above me. Now, why is that important for your little ones? When you have a triple bunk, they have more room in between them, meaning that your caravan is going to last longer as your family grows. So as the children get bigger, you already have the length in the bunks, you already have the height in the bunks, so you're going to be able to stay with the caravan that you've got for longer periods of time as your beautiful family grows. Okay, so over into the ensuite now, and this is a full ensuite. So for families that want the space and they don't want to be showering in the same cubicle as their toilet, this is the layout for you. So again, you get the mirror there, you get the cabinetry, you get the overhead cupboard, you get the ceramic toilet off to one side again, as well as the full separate shower. So this is a one molded shower. So as I mentioned, for your clothes, you have 2 oversized overhead cupboards. So again, we don't run, a lot of brands will run 3 cupboards here, which are smaller. However, when you go camping, especially when I'm going away as well, I want to just be folding things up. I want to be folding my shorts. I just want to be folding my jeans over in half, and then they can lay inside of these oversized overhead cupboards much, much easier, as opposed to having to be scrumbled up on top of one another. So again, you've got a his and hers side here, depending on what side of the bed you sleep on, as well as having a shelf at the top here in our wardrobe, and then you've got our hangers under here as well. Of course, all of our leader range come with a 240 volt plug, a 12 volt plug, and a couple of USB points inside of the little nooks here either side of the bed. So they are great for putting the glasses in there, putting a cup of tea in there, charging your phone, your camera, GoPros, things like that. If you are going to be capturing content on the road as you're traveling, it's a great spot to just chuck everything in the back corner of the wardrobe and know that it's all going to be charging as once. Okay, and because this van has a north-south bed, basically what that means is east-west. If you think of Australia, east-west, we're going across Australia, north-south, we're going up and down Australia. So if we have a look at what that looks like in a caravan, a north-south bed is running with the van, so it's running lengthways with the van. East-west is running across the van. They're the biggest differences when it comes to the beds. But with a north-south bed, you also have this beautiful big lift-up storage area under here as well. So we do mount our charging station, our Red Arc battery management system in under here. But again, this is another beautiful big storage facility inside of this particular layout. Alrighty team, so we're on the outside of this Leader Gold 21'6" bunk van now. And again, we have the oversized tunnel boot here. So again, when I'm saying oversized, I'm meaning the higher hatch. Perfect if you want to put your barbecue in there. It will obviously give you the additional height. We have the tunnel boot going in through there. Of course, again, because we are a north-south bed, we get the front boot. So as I've mentioned earlier, anytime we can give you this front boot, we will. So again, a beautiful big front boot here as well. One of the things we don't have though, is because we've gone with a triple bunk, that's taken up the room of where the access hatch underneath the bunk would go. So again, if you're a double bunk, we can have the access hatch. If you're a triple bunk, you lose the access hatch in underneath the bunks. Alrighty, so now we are really going to mix things up, and something a lot of you would not have seen if you have been looking around for a new caravan, as there are not many manufacturers that build this awesome layout. However, I must say it is 22'6", all right? So we are going up another foot again. So just make sure before you set your heart on this layout that you've got the tow vehicle that can tow it, and you also have the storage facility that you can store it. And if you tick both of those boxes, this is an awesome layout. And why is it an awesome layout, Jeb, you say? Because you get so much. First of all, the obvious thing, you have 2 doors. So a caravan with 2 main doors. That's right, mum and dad have their main door, and the kids, especially if they're a little bit older, they have their own door. So that means when they're getting out of the bunks, they're not running through the van covered in mud, covered in water from the beach or whatever, and going out the main door. They can actually have their own door at the rear of the caravan to go in and out. Now we still have our north-south bed, okay? So we have the bed going the way a lot of people prefer it. We have the storage underneath the bed. We have a nice big kitchen. We have a really good seating arrangement with 4 overhead cupboards here at the back. But the bathroom is really what sells this particular caravan. In bunk vans, we generally have to have the bathroom on one side, or the combined shower toilet that you've seen earlier in our 19'6" layout. But what we've done is we've got really creative at Leader Caravans, and we have put the bathroom going the same way as what potentially, the grandparents' van is. Mum and dad originally had just with a normal 20 foot with an ensuite across the back. We have the ensuite here, shower one side, toilet the other side, and it is a full walk-through ensuite as well. So let's have a look at this. So again, we can walk all the way through. There is just so much room to get changed here. We have overhead cupboards inside of here like you would in a 2-berth ensuite van. We have our big basin, nice big area there. You've got your mirror, you've got your ceramic toilet. You can block these off. So I can close this off altogether. So again, don't be worried what that looks like. So that shuts over as well as the back door. So again, we have a duplicate there of the back door. So if mum and dad are in the shower or in the toilet, we can make sure that we block that one across as well. But now here I am, I'm right down the back of this 22-foot caravan, and I'm in the kids area. Now you have a heap of storage, a heap of hanging space here. You've got a big double robe here. You've got one big drawer, our washing machine in underneath. And again, this layout, that we have here in stock at Adelaide RV is the double bunk. We do this in a triple bunk as well, but again, the bunks are, instead of running lengthways with the Caravan, we're running across the Caravan at the back. So basically, what does that mean? We can get longer again in the bunks. We get more room in the bunks. So if your children are starting to get a little bit older, you know, let's say we have a family of, 8 and 10 or 10 and 12, and the kids are getting a little bit older and they want their own space, and you guys want your own space, this is a great option, because the kids can just come and go at their leisure as they please straight out of this rear door. Check this back door out. So there you go, I'm outside, I come in the front door, I've come out of the rear door, so the kids can just, again, run in and out of this rear door. So that's our 22'6" double door bunk van. It's been getting so much attention at all the recent caravan shows around Australia, and you can see why. The practicality, the use of the space, the use of the bunks, the fact you have a north-south bed, and you also have that separate shower, separate toilet running across the van with a thoroughfare has meant that it is such a popular layout when it comes to, families with older children getting up into their teens as well. Please keep in mind though, this is 22'6", so it has a tear weight of 2,700 kilograms, all right? So we wanna make sure, especially if you are buying a caravan through Adelaide RV, we are gonna be super critical when it comes to the weights, because we want you safe as you travel this great country. So 2,700 tear weight, we wanna make sure that you can tow this van, and also your gross combined mass is okay to tow this van as well. Alrighty, and now here we are in the big girl. This is 25 foot long, Elite Gold LE, of course. Now this is the caravan that you would have seen, 4 boys in a caravan, Tom and Amy, some content creators that have been traveling around. They've had 2 litres now. This particular one is the same layout as what they have. It has 4 beds and the option to go to 6 bunk beds, as well as mum and dad's bed here up the front. Again, it's a north-south bed at the front, center bunks, rear ensuite, 25 foot long. Caution warning, same as the last van, make sure that your car can tow this caravan, and that you do have adequate storage available for this caravan before you get your heart set on it. But again, if you tick the box for the car, for the towing, and if you tick the box for the storage, and you have a big family, this van is awesome. So let's do a bit of a walkthrough. You'll see through the center here, we have 4 bunks through the middle. Of course, as all of our layouts, we have the option to go triple bunk either side. So this particular one is a double bunk each side, 4 bunks, 4 beds in total. And then right up the back here, we have this beautiful big ensuite. Alrighty, so the ensuite is right the way across the back of the caravan, like a lot of your 2-berth vans, and you have a heap more storage. So you have this beautiful big pantry here as well. We've got 2 shelves, so all of your linen, all of your towels. If you've got a family of 4 kids or 6 kids, if you've got a big family, you're gonna need a lot of storage. We also put the front load washing machine inside of this as well. Of course, our Thetford ceramic toilet, our great big large shower here over to my left hand side, and you also get the pantry here as well. So more additional storage, all with shelves all the way through. Okay, so facing back towards the front of the van now, we have our concertina door here through the middle. So again, if you have 4 children, or if you have 5 or 6 children and you need this particular layout, you're probably going to want some space, some time to yourself. So you can pull this concertina door across, lock the kids at the back, and have some mum and dad time at the front. Opening that back up, we're back open to the world. If we come through here, there's just so much room inside of this 25-foot van. I absolutely love it. We got big fridges. We got a whole heap of overhead cupboards up here as well. So we can see all storage through there. We've got these great big drawers, so they're oversized in width. They're running the entire way through. Again, all metal drawers. You have a heap of bench space. So as I've mentioned earlier, if you were to delete the drainer in here, you are going to have a swagger bench space there as well. Again, around the bed, there's so much room here. There's so much room to get around, to walk around here. Because we have the extra length being 25 foot, you can get around this bed so much easier. So when it comes to making the bed, when it comes to hopping in and out each night, there is so much room inside of this 25-foot layout. So here on the outside of the van, you can see we're just underneath where the bunks would be on the inside. So we have obviously the window for the top bunk, and then the window for the bottom bunk. But as you've just seen, this is a double bunk each side, which means we have all that room again underneath here. So we have another nice access hatch on this side, and you have the same access hatch on the opposite side. So again, if you have a large family, you're going to want a lot of storage space. You're going to need some room to move, especially if you're looking at doing the lap. If you're going all the way around Australia, you're going to want some room to move. If you can tow it, if you can store it, this is a great option, the 25-foot bunk van. Alrighty team, so there we have it. There is our 5 top bunk vans that we have here at Adelaide RV, all built by Leader Caravans. We've gone from the 19-foot 6. It is an E10, meaning ensuite 10. That is the east-west bed, separate shower, separate toilet with a double bunk. That was the first van we showed you through. We then jumped up to the combined shower toilet. Now again, don't be scared of the combined shower toilet. You get a lot of room inside of such a small caravan. So if you have weight restrictions on your tow vehicle, or if you have storage restrictions, that can be a great option if you want room to move as well as a small bunk caravan. We then jumped up to our absolute beast of a 21-foot 6. It has been so popular over the last 3 or 4 years with us here. It got titled the #1 selling bunk van in Australia. I reckon it had that for 2 years running. We could not keep them here in the dealership. They were absolute hot property. But then we come out and we built the double door bunk van, and that has been selling so well as well. So again, if you have a larger family, you can jump up to that double door bunk van, door at the front, door at the back. Again, remembering we need to be very cautious of our weights, our gross combined mass, and as well as what the maximum the car can tow. And then up into our 25-foot van, which was where we finished. And that can either be a quad bunk or it can be a 6 bunk caravan as well. So housing, up to families of 8 and 9. So we do have the full suite here at Adelaide RV. All of the caravans all come standard. They're all self-contained caravans. So one thing I wanted to mention before we wrap up today is the fact that all of our caravans, no matter what layout I just showed you, all of the Leader Gold LE range all have the same standard features. So the layouts are what change. What we just ran through then are the layouts of the caravans. So that is what we can physically build inside of the space and the box that we have to build in. But when we talk about features, they are all the same. So they all come standard with 2 210-watt solar panels. Of course, you have the option to then upgrade in the event you want additional power as well. They all come standard with a grey water tank for off-grid travel. They all come standard with 2 95-litre drinking water tanks for fresh water as well. Coming standard with this leather upholstery. We also have a Fusion radio system standard in all of our range. Big 2-door fridges as well. Don't forget what I mentioned earlier around the additional height in all of our bunk vans. So it doesn't matter what layout you choose, that is going to be standard the entire way through. You're just going to feel like you have more room when you come into Adelaide RV and you have a look through the caravans that we have here on offer. So guys, I really hope that that has inspired you to travel. I really hope that's motivated you to get out and come on in and have a look at the range of family vans that we have on offer here as well. I know it can be overwhelming when you start to travel, but please keep on the journey. This is an amazing country out here. There is so much to see, there is so much to do. And if you've been following me for a while, you would know I'm so passionate about traveling here inside of Australia. So Adelaide RV, we want to get you adventure ready. We'll see you next time.